May profits be upon you. Welcome to the Market Watch Updates. What we do here is we're going to take a look back at the forecast that I just put out yesterday and the day before, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll look at its progress, whether, my ideas have become invalidated or new opportunities are arising and I can scope them out and maybe we could find a nice setup. All right, so let's begin. Let me look at this list. Woo, that's a long list. All right. We're going to start from the top. US dollar. All right. US dollar index. Remember the forecast. Remember the forecast. We were up. Remember? We were up. And I was looking at this this range of price from that high to that low, and then this pullback. I was looking for this 50%, the equilibrium. I was looking for that price to pass that equilibrium and go into premium price. Oh no! Yeah. Oh Lord! Let me fix this. I, I ran into this problem the other day. All right, now. So what we have here is a failure to communicate. All right, so uh, we have the 50% here, the equilibrium, and we are above it. We have opened and closed. All right, on a daily basis, we've closed above that equilibrium, and I said we would probably be heading towards this volume imbalance and give some sort of reaction to it. Now, we might turn around, all right, because up here, up here is a very large area of supply, but that's a little high. But we could very well make that high. All right, I'm looking at this entire candle here. All right, it's really I'm looking here, but because we closed so convincingly to the downside, I'm looking at this as part of a bearish a bearish fair value gap, and that's what I think we're going to reach. We have this high. I pointed that out. This highlighted this high, and we 3/4 of the way to hitting that high. So we're on our way. This forecast looks like it's going to work out. Looks like we're on our way to that working out. Okay. All right. If we go to Euro USD. All right. What do we have? We had the exact opposite. We have a down candle, and uh, that's what I was looking for. And if we get into the nooks and crannies of it, we can see that this is the Monday candle. It came up and then closed. Right? Very very interesting. But the what do you call this? The target that I had, the sell side liquidity target I had, it hit it. We've already hit that, and I mentioned this bullish fair value gap. Look how close we can do it. I said if we don't go from turn around from this one, we may turn around from this one. But the fact that we took out this, uh, and I say took out because we have a close at the very bottom of this bullish fair value gap. So we didn't really fit completely. What do you call disrespected? All right, we're at the bottom of it. This is pretty much done, but not 100%. I've seen it turn around from here, so it bears watching. But watch when it comes into contact with the one below it. All right, well, remember we are in a weekly fair value gap, a bullish one. So price could turn up at any time with these overlapping daily fair value gaps. Let's take a look at that weekly real quick. Help, because I got to move fast. I got a bunch of them to do. Okay. Yeah, we are in the weekly fair value gap here, and I was looking for if there's any if we were going to use it to go higher. I would have seen some more body in this candle. We did take out the low, but after the low, you expect this to wick up, not wick down. So again, I'm thinking that our bias was correct in a bearish, calling it a bearish bias, and we're probably going to get down to these opposing bearish candles here. Uh, so this is gonna this is developing the way we thought it would. Okay, let's look at pound. Pound was a little more bearish than the euro USD. Let's take a look at the weekly. What we can see is uh, price didn't have the weekly fair value gap bullish ones to push price higher. What we had was a sell to buy. All right, we sold off and then bought stronger. And but here we come again with sell, sell, sell. And I was looking for Tuesday. I marked that Tuesday as a fair value gap. I wanted to see a fair value gap develop on the daily or weekly time frame, and that's exactly what we got. And that is showing that the market is putting in structure to support lower prices. Got it? If we go to the daily, we can see the Tuesday fair value gap that I wanted to see happen. It was pretty accurate, pretty accurate. From that low to this high, the candle closed, we are bearish. Now, what can happen? Price could use this to pop up here and come down lower. All right. Now, what did I mark this out for? Because it's a demand zone, and it might be the fact that we don't see a reaction from it. I mean, a bounce from it, because price's intent is to go to these lows. All right, and with the pound, and just like with the euro, there's a lower area to pull back to, and that's what I'm keeping an eye on. If I believe we marked it out here. Yeah, that's right. See this 50% line? I was looking at from the high here to this low, and this is the 50%. I'm thinking that price is probably going to make these lows. It's not just going to drop hard like that, but I think we're going to make our way down to these lows. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. Maybe this week or by the end of next week. But we have liquidity low right below, right above the this fair value gap, and this is an area of fair value. So I'm looking for price to probably make it on down here. All right, I think I mentioned that in the forecast, and we are on our way towards that. Yeah. Also, don't forget that we have a fair value gap that was disrespected, a bullish one, and like I told you, sometimes, most of the time, frequently, you'll see that this turns into an inverse fair value gap, and price will act as resistance. If we should see a bounce from here, like I had mentioned in the forecast, uh, to before it goes down lower, that would make sense to me. All right, trapping buyers who think this is going to be the area that they'll find support and come on down and take them out of the trade. You know how evil market makers can be. Aussie USD, I told you that we were grinding in the forecast. We were grinding up. Boom, boom, boom. I had marked this as a possible area for the CISD, and if price was to close above it. But I mentioned that the US dollar was expected to get stronger, be strengthened, and move up a little bit higher, and that would bring down the Aussie dollar. And that's exactly what is happening. And we gap down, a very strong gap down, right? If we look on the 4 hour, you can see that we went through the daily fair value, bullish fair value gap here, and closed below it, push back into it. And what did I tell you? It becomes inverse. And that's exactly what happened. All right. And it's being used for this bearish candle here, this engulfing bearish candle, uh, as it's being used as a resistance. So uh, I was looking at this bullish fair value gap here. I remember that I said there's a chance that it may turn into the price may use it to go higher. All right, just a little bit higher, because price could have gone a little bit higher, but it didn't happen. It's it's just that that part of it didn't happen. But you see, we are heading down towards the liquidity low, the sell side liquidity low that I had pointed out. So we're right on schedule. I said that these are going to be a strong draw on liquidity. We were going to watch that bullish fair value gap, whether it was going to hold or fold. It folded, and we're heading towards this sweep and maybe down to this low here. That's it. That's it. We're moving as expected. Okay, as expected. Let's go. NZD, USD, same deal. We had a bearish fair value gap here. Price came up there. This was the Friday candle. I was looking for price to take out this low. Well, it opened with a big old bearish gap. All right, came up, touched off, and then continued bearishly from there. And the bullish fair value gap has been thoroughly disrespected with that close below. I said that we would hit this liquidity low first and head down, possibly to this low here, potentially to this low here. As the US dollar gains a little strength, as it moves up, this is going to move down. And we'll see what happens with CPI tomorrow. It could flip the whole market. But right now, as it stands, we are on target. We are on target to hit our targets here. Let me see this. I'm gonna put this one up here as a draw to liquidity. Let's see. Also, this is the daily. So if we go up here, that's an internal range liquidity. This is the external range liquidity, and that's what I want to see. I want to see price reach on the way down there and hit that external range liquidity. Now we just took out this swing low here. All right, price automatically uh, gave that little uh, wick into the bearish fair value gap here. All right, between that low and this high. All right, and that's internal again, internal range liquidity. We hit the external, we hit the internal here. I'm looking at price making its way down to there. US dollar CAD, US dollar CAD. This was a good one. If we go to the weekly, I believe there was something we saw on there. Yeah. All right, we saw the trend line hitting these lows, and I said, oh yeah, it looks like US dollar, the US dollar index. It's going to follow the same way. All right. But what we have here is these bullish fair value gaps here, this bullish fair value gap here. And you can see that's a monthly fair value gap that right here. And you see we're dancing on the support line of this trend line here, the support of this trend line here. All right. Are we going to break up out of here? This is what you're going to watch out for, folks. All right. We got a bullish candle, and with a bullish candle close. All right. This is the weekly. This was last week's. No, this was this was last week's candle, and we have a bullish start to the week already. We have the wick came down, we're back up. Could we see price take out this high? That's all we need to see, a close above that high. But that's in a week. This week can bounce around and go up and down. All right. What we want to see here is, remember that there is a bullish fair value gap here. All right, that price could use to go higher. All right, that's one thing. There's support for higher prices. Okay, we have this block here. All right, you see the reaction, the respect being shown on this block, but we didn't take out the previous high. That's what I want to see. I want to see a candle close with a body above the previous candle. That's when you know when it's coming out of a fair value gap. That's when you know that there's a chance, there's a good potential for price to continue higher. We don't have that chance right now. Still in consolidation, still not showing that commitment to moving higher. So I'm thinking there's a chance it comes down here for CPI and then makes that move up. We'll see. We'll see. But the U.S. dollar is bullish. So short in the short term, it is bullish. Okay, it might be a pullback, but it is still bullish in the short term. This is Canadian futures. All right. If we go to the U.S. dollar Swiss, what do we got? We see the reaction here from this. What is that? A weekly fair value gap. You see how price just continued down bearishly from there, right? And I think we're going to head towards this sell side liquidity here. And that's all the way over this way. Whew, it's a long way. Got it? There's a liquidity low there. All right. I expect once we reach there, we're probably going to turn back up. But we're going to reach. I think we're going to reach. That's where I think we are headed. So let me see if I can get you out of here. Can I get you out of here? No, you're just not gonna. You're just not gonna act right, right? So I could look good in front of my viewers. Doggone it, man! All right. So what do we got? You see this leg of structure here. This leg, bearish leg. I think we're gonna run up into it for another move down. You understand? So where are we going? Where are we going to see that move? There's a bunch of places to look inside of that bearish leg. One thing, if you go to the weekly, you can see very clearly there's a weekly bearish fair value gap here. All right, and I want to see price tap that bearish fair value gap on the weekly and start turning it around. Okay, if I can do this, all right, I want to see it take out these two candle highs, tap the fair value gap, and then start heading down, targeting that low for sell side liquidity. This is internal to external. Got it? Internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. And if we see fair value gaps being developed along the way, we'll do the cycle again, internal to external. Got it? All right. I knew you was going to catch it. You guys are smart. US dollar JPY. Oh, I'm getting close. I'm going to have to end this video. All right. US dollar JPY. This is the US dollar pulling down the yen. Why am I still on US dollar Swiss? Doggone it. All right. All right. Yeah. The Swiss has the yen has been outperforming the US dollar, and it bears watching because it is the safe haven of choice. All right. Even more so than the US dollar. We see that on the weekly, we have a bullish fair value gap here. All right. Price is putting in the structure to support higher prices. That's all we want to keep in mind. Okay. And then if you go down to the daily, all right, I said it was going to be bullish from this daily fair value gap. We tapped that daily fair value gap on Thursday. Friday, we closed above the previous candle. That is telling us, that's the signal that we can continue to buy this currency. All right. So US dollar, this pair, US dollar JPY, heading up towards the buy side liquidity. We are on target. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I'm going to give you another update that handles the equity markets, the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow, the gold, silver, and oil. I'm going to put it up right after this one. Make sure you check it out, and do make sure you check out my previous forecast with that. I just put out Saturday and Sunday. I'll leave links for you at the bottom of this video. Thanks for watching.